Okay, you guys, what's up? This is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, and I got a video for you guys. Y'all got to see this with your own freaking eyes, because if you don't see this, you won't understand what's going on with your broker. Some of you guys, this has been happening to you, but you didn't understand what was going on. So I'm going to explain step by step exactly what your broker is doing. Now, I have to say, as a caveat, I can't say which brokers do this. I can't say all brokers do this, but I'm telling you a bunch of them do. So if this happens to you, you know what's going on. Okay. So the other day we sent out a signal on this particular pair, NZD CAD, on the 15-minute. We put out a sell trade right in this area here. When it hit this high area, high of the day, I sent out a sell signal to the signals group, and hold on one second. Let me click right here. I'm trying to click this in. Anytime you want to highlight an area, you click the ends and then you can just actually move it around. Okay. So right about up in this area is where I started sending. I sent out the sell signal to the signals group, and here was our target area. And I'm actually not going to put the target area there yet. I'm going to show you how to put it there, and then I'm going to show you what the broker did, because a lot of people wanted to trade, but a few of them didn't. So if we all had entered at the same price and all of us had the same take profit, how is that possible that only some won the trade and a lot of people won the trade and only a few didn't? Well, let's take a look. So on this particular one, we set the take profit at, and I'm going to get my horizontal line, and I'm just going to drop it in there anywhere. What you can do is double click on it, and you'll see these little squares pop up. I'm gonna double click again and get rid of them. I'm gonna double click again, and therefore now it's allowing me to move it up and down, adjust them, put them where I want. But that's not what I need. I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna go to horizontal properties, and right here I'm gonna go to parameters. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in the exact take profit that I set for the signals team, for the signals clients, and so you can see exactly what happened. So the take profit was set at 87486. Again, you can do this on your own charts, 0.87486. And let me say this, a lot of times your broker will not do this under normal circumstances, but right before a big news event, which you'll see this momentarily. Matter of fact, let me do this for you. I'm gonna change the color of the candles so you guys can see this with your own eyes. You really have to see this, because this has been happening to you guys, but some of you guys didn't know what was going on. You say, man, I won the trade. How did I lose? Okay, now, and I'm gonna save this template as a color. Well, I'll do that later. I'll do it later. The point is this. Now, right here, you can clearly see that not only did it drop into profit, came down and came in and hit it again. Okay, you can see it very clear that it clearly crossed the threshold of the take profit. Okay, so here is where our line is, and you can see the number right here, 87486. Okay, you can clearly see that 87486. That was our take profit. You clearly see that the price crossed below it. The problem was that the broker cheated. Okay, the broker cheated. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? Okay, let me see if I can expand this so you guys can see this. Hold on one second. I want you to see this thing here. Do you want to go to your properties on your chart? And let me show you how to do that as well. Right click anywhere, go down to properties, and under colors, this is where you can change the color of your candles. But right here under common, this is important. You need this to show the ask line. Okay, and I'll show you what that means, and then click OK. Now, as you can clearly see now, this is the price that they're going to give you for the trade, but this is the price the broker is charging. And you can see between this white and this red, there's a gap space. And what they do is they open up the spreads. This is what the broker is charging you to get into the trade and exit trades. So this is what the broker is getting. This is what you get. Okay, this is your entry. That's that. You need this red line to cross below your take profit, okay, or above it, depending on if you're selling. If you're selling, you need this white line to go above your take profit. If you're doing the other way, you need the red line to cross below. So anyway, let me show you what happened. All right, now we got it. So you see, this is the difference. You see that space between the two? Okay, you can see it there. Now, what happened was this trade, as you can clearly see, went not only to the take profit, but below it. And so what should have happened, because this is a NZD CAD, the spreads weren't that big. Okay, so yes, it should have crossed everybody's take profit, because again, the spreads are not that big. You can see it even here. It's only about 2 or 3 pips. Okay, so it should have hit the take profit, not once, but twice. Okay, but what they did was, you see this big candle right here? This big candle is a news event candle. So the CAD came out with their interest rate news. And what was so cool, because this happened right during class when I was teaching class to the people who have our simplicity system. I was teaching class when this happened so that they can literally see it with their own eyes. Okay, so that they can see in action exactly what I be saying the brokers be doing to people. So under normal circumstances, if it wasn't a news event, the spread would have been small. So we were in this trade prior to the news event. So when it came down, it crossed our take profit line. It did. However, some brokers, not all, some brokers opened the spread up so wide. That means the space between this white and the red, which means here's the price you're getting it for, here's the broker's price. Okay, that's the simplest way to explain it. I can go in more details, but it's not necessary. So the point is it would have hit the take profit under normal circumstances, but right before the news event, they opened the spread up 2 to 3 times as much to make sure that that line did not get crossed, and then it took off and shot up the other way. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So now we came back. So a lot of people did win the trade. A few of them didn't. So I had to do a personal video and say, hey, here's what probably happened with your broker. Now, last night I sent the trade out again, and I socked them in their face again. Bow out. Okay. So now I'm going to use another vertical line, and I'm just going to drop it in. I'm actually going to double click on it again. Right click, go to horizontals. Number one, I'm going to change the color because I want you to see the difference on this one. So I'll change this one to, let's say, yellow, okay? Because this is the take profit that we did again. We hit them again, came right back at them again, twice. Bow, double whopped them, okay? So the new take profit was 87760, okay? Which we clearly won that trade, and there it was. So when they came back at us again, woo woo, sock them, rock them, sock them, bow bow. See, there was no dispute, no fight, no big spreads, and we clearly not only won this trade last night, but clearly surpassed it with ease. Because notice the difference between here. This was what we would call in boxing an undisputed defeat. There was no dispute. This was a disputed defeat. Why? Because for some they won, some did not. Why? Because of the candle. See this big candle? It was a news event prior. So the broker started manipulating the spread. And for those who are new, the spread means the difference between what you pay to get in on the price on this trade and what the broker is charging. Okay, that's why every time you enter into a new trade, you're automatically in negative territory, because you got to make up the difference between what you had to pay the broker versus what the market price was for you to enter. This white line represents the actual market price. This red line represents you got to catch up to this number before you be in profit, because this is what the broker is charging, and they can manipulate these numbers at will. Okay, at will. So that's what happened here. So this was a disputed win right here. Okay, a disputed win. But this one here was undisputed because there was no news event, so they didn't open up the spreads, and they easily let us win our trade. So again, we did win twice on this one, but I'm explaining to you guys why sometimes you win some trades, but yet you didn't win it. You'll see that it came to your take profit, but it didn't hit it. That's the reason why. All right, so let me show you this real quick. This is so cool. Give me a second. So let me bring this on screen. So right here, this is the report that we send out every week to the Signals group at the end of the week, showing proof of what happened. Now, when you guys see it sometimes on social media, you'll notice there's a different number here for the scalping group. And that's because the scalps or trades are so fast, and they're done in a live setting with Miss Jenny, who's a six or seven figure earner in the business of Forex. and she guides you as you're trading, so you guys will get a different number here for the live scalping sessions. These here are just the regular signals that we sent out, and so as you can see, we're 8-0 this week. 8-0. But what you're going to learn if you join us is that sometimes when we say, hey, close out early in profit, that's because, like for an example, my partner who was trading, he also sends out signals. I saw where he had posted in group, hey, it's hovering above our take profit line, so just go ahead and close the trade. And that's why we close them out early sometimes. So if you ever look at our reports on social media, whatever, and you see it says closed early within profit, the reason we did that is because we know that this is the stuff that they were pulling. They will hover it right to near your take profit or almost give it to you, but then they won't do it, so we'll manually close it out. That's the reason why it's okay to do that. Last but not least, let me say this to you guys. Some of you guys are being foolish with your trades. What you will do, you will be 1 pip, 5 pips, or 3 pips away from your take profit, and you won't take the money. Because what you're trying to do is show below, oh, look at how many green take profits got hit. Look at my take profits got hit. Okay, are you in here to show off, or are you in here to make money to pay your bills? You got to make up your mind on that. So for me, I don't mind closing out trades early if it's close enough to the take profit. So for an example, let's move this down and I'll show you this. This is really cool. And I'm just helping you guys mature in this business, because a lot of you guys are losing trades when they were winners for nothing, over a couple of extra pips. So let's just say right here, and I'm gonna move this right here so you guys can see it. This little spot right here. What if that was your take profit? You see this? What if that was your take profit is this green line? And I'll change the color so we can change the conversation. What if, and I'll make this powder blue, what if you set your take profit at this blue line, but you notice that the market is stalling out right here? Okay, and let me expand this so you can see it. Okay, this is important in your trading career. So you see where it's just barely touching right here. Okay, right here, this one right here, right there. Forget this wick right here, I ain't worried about that one. I'm talking about this one right there. Boom, that right there. Okay, so here's your blue take profit line, but you notice that the market is stalling out and it's giving reversal signals. If you're a type of trader who look at the candles and you look at tweezers and all these reversal candles, and you're starting to see it's forming an issue or just simply stalling out, and it's only a couple of pips away from your take profit. You see that? It's only a couple of pips away, and you see that it's stalling out. Well, look, you're looking at it, and you wanted to cross that so you can get that little green, oh, see, it hit my TP, so you get to showing off in front of your friends. Well, look what happened. It could shoot back up, and now you got to hold that trade for a long time. And then if something like this happened, boom, it just took off and never came back. Okay? Never came back. So this time it came down and touched it, but what if it didn't? Without this move down, because of news events, guess what? That means that this thing would have came down and just kept on lost a trade that you could have won if you simply would have closed it out without trying to show off to people, oh, look how many greens I done hit, and it hit my TPs, look at this. And you'd have missed a good trade because of 1 or 2 pips or 3 pips away from your take profit, because you're too busy trying to show off instead of just grabbing the bag and running off with the money. Because between here and here, that's 25 pips, 26 pips. So you telling me you only need 2 or 3 more pips or 4 more pips to hit 28 or 30 pips, and you just sitting there looking at it, but because it didn't cross your line and you wanted to show off? Okay, all right, do your thing. That's all I can tell you. Do your thing. Me, I'm gonna get the bag, grab my money and go. All right, you guys, hopefully this video helped, showing you how your brokers are getting over on you. Have a good day.